Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's still on the tilt. Time phone. Okay. Just going to do some healing today, and I will. This is my little thing with it's got little butterflies all over it. A little headpiece. Got really not very thick, very fine, very thin, very thin hair. Long-ish in bits, like some little tiny bits, but it's all sort of very fine, very fine. And it takes hours to do my hair, and it's very thin, but long. But it gets knotty, like if you're fishing and you know what it's like with fishing line and how it intertwines and can get knotty. Really fine line. I don't go fishing. I don't do fishing. I don't kill things. So today has been an accomplishment for me. It was my chronic fatigue's been very bad. Really bad, and most people don't know how bad my chronic fatigue is. So why I like to have false eyelashes on is because I don't always put fresh eyelashes on every morning, but I like to look like I've got eyelashes and look like I've got makeup on. And doing my bed and making my bed is exhausting. I was very sick a long time ago where it was just so hard to do anything. It was 14 years where I couldn't do anything barely at all but lay down, and I had to cut my hair really short, and it was all falling out from stress. It was just so hard. I never ever thought I'd get well ever again. And for those who sort of tune into my tiny little healing, my dad passed away after his AstraZeneca injection a few hours after. It was about 36 hours after. He just dropped dead after being at thank Christ, I say this, and I'm sorry for using God's name, but he was at my sister's house with the children. It was one of her children's birthday parties, and it was hours after they went home, my mum and dad, and my mum found my dad the next morning, and he just died on his way to the bathroom. It was horrible. I don't want to upset people with my stories. And so COVID, he had COVID. People who've had COVID injections, I've said this before, but I don't know if I have on these here, but if you've had any heart attacks, health issues, any problems, physical problems, health problems that have been after you've had your Pfizer, Moderna, AstraZeneca injections, please join. There are class action groups in westernized countries. I don't know about other countries, but most of them have class action groups. The group I'm in Australia is being backed by somebody, don't know who it is, and it doesn't necessarily mean they're wealthy. It might be someone who's using every single penny that they have to back what they have, and if their funding gets exhausted, then we have to come up with money to help the lawyers and everything like that. I'm hoping somehow that someone backs. Sorry, I don't normally cry about things like this. My sister, she had a heart attack. She had the COVID injection. My brother, he worked at a private hospital, so he had to have the injection. And he's now had 2 heart attacks. My sister's was about, I think she was 40, about 40 when she had hers. My brother, 57. And he can't work anymore, and my brother, like myself, we're both sports athletes. I never had injection after my dad died. I just wouldn't have it. So sorry. I used to go and talk to my dad because when I was so sick with my chronic fatigue, about 2018, I think it was, started listening to these YouTube podcast things or podcasts, and started listening to Elon Musk and it was really hard because I never thought I'd ever get well, and I'd listen to all these things, and Elon Musk used to always say, no matter what you're doing, never give up. I have to get a tissue again, sorry. So, no matter what you're doing in life, just never give up. Just keep going. Even if it's like biting down on glass and walking straight through, and you're getting into hell territory, and you think, I can't. And I remember Elon Musk said, you keep plowing through and you will get there. You've just got to have faith. That's why I know I've lost lots of followers because people don't like Elon Musk on my Twitter page, but he saved my life because I was not, it was a very hard time for me, and I used to like what he would talk about, but I say this to people as well, and I have a little, just started an Etsy store, so I haven't had a sale yet. I have had fake people, fake emails, and the people who are wanting my email, my cards, details, etc., and saying that I'm possibly going to buy something, and those things are scary and terrifying, and anyone who starts anything like that, the only reason I knew that it was a fake email is because I sent a copy to ChatGPT, who's like my best friend, and yeah. Anyway, so getting back to what I was saying about the COVID thing, so if there's anyone who's having things happen, please find in your local areas what lawyers or what class action lawyers are looking at doing things and helping you. In Australia, the legal, sorry, I don't know why I'm so emotional. The legal act in Australia, it's NR Barbie, as in like a Barbie doll, but NR Barbie, and with class action sometimes hear nothing for a very long time, and it can be a very long battle. However, I was just watching something on YouTube about a guy in England who is my neighbours can hear, who in England was he looked after people who passed over and would help. He was a very honest man. He'd tell people, don't pay big money for caskets and things like that, and just be really kind and loving to people. He was a lovely man, but he did say that since COVID he'd been looking after people And these people who had died of blood clots had things like calamari in their veins, and where he would put fluid in there when he was doing the aftercare after people passed, is that he would go to put this particular fluid through, and it would just stop, and he'd think, what's going on, it's meant to go through the veins, and there was these really long things that were like calamari. He said never seen anything like it before. He pulled from people who had who'd had COVID injections, and it's happened since COVID. He said he's never seen anything like it in his life. I'm so sorry. I cried. Today was sort of my chronic fatigue was really hard for me. Making the bed was hard. I thought I'm not going to be able to make that bed, and then I did, and then in the middle of the night I was hungry and I ate the sultanas out of Sultana brand. It's a cereal because I was hungry, and I'm trying not to eat the wrong things, and I took the packet upstairs in my bedroom, and somehow I crushed it and it went everywhere, so I had to put the vacuum cleaner over, which things like that are really hard for me, but I keep the house as tidy and lovely as I can. I would like to have the money so I had a nice garden and had money to have someone be able to sweep where the animals go to the bathroom and things like that, and fix my fences. That's what my Etsy store's for, and to hopefully help with the food for the animals. But I was going to do healing. I know I said that. I've even got the music on to do healing, and I just feel, I don't know why, but I don't know who, but I feel to do reading, and I've said this before, I don't need tarot cards to do reading, and whoever I'm doing the reading for, whatever I'm picking up, is whoever the person is someone who's going through quite a hard time in their life, and I feel there's some male females that will be listening to this. There's a male, you pick up a male a lot. There's a male, sorry, that's so emotional. There's a male who's going through, it feels like I've got so much on the go. Sorry for saying it like this. I feel like they've got so much on the go, so many different things they do, and they've come to a point in their life where they feel like, oh my gosh, I've got so much to do. I have to fund this and fund that and fund this and fund that, and how can I do it? How can I stretch out this amount of money that I have? And I feel the first time in their life they're starting to struggle energetically wise, and that's the energetic wise struggling and feeling tight, similar to chronic fatigue, is because emotionally they're not coping with a home life emotional situation that's happening in their lives, and they're feeling like they themselves are having people throw stuff at, verbal abuse or unkind things or unkind words, because they don't know because people don't know what they're going through. And I feel that this person, or whoever you are, people who this fits, is really struggling within themselves, and just have to, for one single moment, so I've never done that before. I've never paused and then reset the video, because I'm not very good with editing and things like that. But you can do that. I can't remember what I was up to and what I was saying, but basically my visions of what I'm seeing is someone struggling. And I had a dream the other night of someone, and they were in rooms, and the rooms were somewhere where it was quite dark outside, and all different rooms. It was like all these different rooms, but each room was glass. There was glass, and it looked out onto, it was not much because it was dark. It was someone trying to problem solve a situation to help something, and they're going from one room to another room, walking around thinking, then now to another room, but it was one big building. It was all glass. I'm trying to work out, how can I problem solve, how can I help this situation, what can I do? And whoever the person was that has a beautiful heart and done some lovely, kind, loving things for people, and you know, doing, and sometimes glass can mean looking out from our soul, like looking out from judgment and not judging, but coming from a place of the love, the atma, the love of pure love from heart. And sometimes it could be someone looking out into a situation of someone they feel they love, but the love is like a love from a spiritual connection. And I feel like it's not someone who's physically met the person. I've said this in I think nearly all of my readings. It's not like the physical, that they haven't touched or met this person, but it's like they've communicated, contacted, and then somehow have known each other or intertwinedly met somehow. But there's like a purity of love, and it's like this divinity of love from a heart perspective, and it's like getting rid of the pretension of who you are or who you think you are. And it's like the love is like this love of like, it's like whoever you are, it's like you have been able to, I feel this person's you've not physically met them yet, but it's like or maybe you've looked at them through glass or lenses, or I don't know, it's just a very odd feeling. But I don't think, you've never dated them before or gone out or anything like that, but it's like you're able to feel the love in your heart, which I think you feel possibly could be a feeling of love. But the love is that this person is bringing out love in your heart, for love that is your love, that makes you feel beautiful inside of you. And you need to look after yourself. There is someone who watches this who there's drinking. I feel that person is not drinking. I feel someone is trying to not take medication or drugs or whatever it is, and trying to do the right thing. To look after ourselves and our body, we have to put one foot in front of the other, and we have to start. But sometimes knowing when to start and trying to start can be different things. I've just recently been looking at, because I set my Etsy business up, and I came across a man called Alex. I can't pronounce his last name, but I think he said he was Persian. And he's created gyms, and him and his wife, beautiful looking couple. But what struck me as interesting was, he said, I've been listening to what he says, and I continue to listen to what he says, and it's not like I'm going to stop because I'm bored or it's not saying the right thing. He's able to give you the information you need to help you. But he talks about how he had to pay his rent, and how he thought, how am I going to pay my rent, and how he had businesses, and then he had other businesses, and then he had no funds. And he lets you know the real crux of the matter of that. He didn't have money. He was poor in his own self and was struggling too. But he said, which I felt was really true, sometimes in life, whoever you are, whatever you're going through, I want you to know, and this is what rang true to me, and I feel to say it, is sometimes we feel like, sorry, I'm so emotional today. We feel like, Christopher Reeves, or it's quite odd actually, the Supermans both had Reeves in their names, but it's like, waiting for Superman to come and save you. And the irony is that Superman doesn't come and save us. We can ask angels and our guides to look after us, and they do. And actually, oddly, when my dad died, that was when I started to get well in my life, and I just never thought I would be able to accomplish anything in my life. And it's been like my dad's looked after me and supported me, and amazing opportunities have happened. And you know, in life we've got to try, and even though people can open a door for us, we have to still put our foot down to walk through that door, or however we go through. We have to make that allowance to put that effort in as well. And sometimes that effort feels like we can never get that effort. It's like today when I was, you know, when I put makeup on, and it took me hours to put makeup on. I'm one of these personally as a woman, because I used to be in the defence force. I'm one of these people who could put makeup on like in 5 minutes, done, all done, 5 minutes done, sometimes less if need be. Can do my hair, everything done in 5-10 minutes. I'm not always able to shower every day. That probably sounds really unclean, but I'm not unclean, I'm clean. Just people don't understand the physical, how hard it is to like have to stand up in the shower and clean your hair and wash your hair. And most people who don't have chronic fatigue or fibromyalgia illnesses don't understand how hard normal things are to do, and how much energy we need to do things. And sometimes it's just so hard. Today was really hard for me, and so I talk to ChatGPT about a lot of things that are happening in my life that I don't to other people. But you know, we're all struggling, and I feel that whoever's watching this, you're struggling. You've gone through some really hard times, and it's been very, very hard for you. And you keep going and keep going, but now you're trying to do the best you can and look after yourself, and you have to look after your children, your family. But no one can do that but you. So you can see the results and be kind and caring and happy and harmonious and gentle and a loving person. Please know that you can get through more things than you realize. So there's times when we think we can't get through things, and you can get through them. You need to stop putting pressure on yourself and have some optimism in life. That I feel that you have optimism, but I feel that you have, it's like whoever you are, I feel you can have all the fruits from the forest, all the little things that you would want, you can have that most material needs that people, if they wanted, have. And who I feel that there's some form of thing that it's like you've been searching for love in your heart, to love yourself and to find someone that you feel that you can love. And I have to say that there's a difference between sex and love. They're not the same thing. Not the same thing. Very different things indeed. Just because someone has sex with somebody doesn't mean they love them or they're in love with them. Or intimacy. Sometimes people do that because they have a physical lack of comfort or need. But in order in life to try and do the right thing and be the best person you can be, try and start to care about yourself, and also don't treat other people when you're in an area of people don't care about you, or feeling that way. Don't have that feeling of like, oh, you know, like, I would treat a person like this, I don't personally know them, or this is what I think or believe. Try and always have love and kindness in your heart, and know that you don't know what anyone in this world is going through privately. You don't know what people are suffering from. You don't know if you're in a working situation. I think about this a lot. And you don't know if the person that you're looking at with a smile on their face has just been told they have, a few years to live, a few months to live, a few days to live. You just don't know. You just don't know. We can be dry. Sometimes people can be angry, and you can be around someone who's angry in working situations, gyms, and situations where it's school or dance or ballet or whatever it is that you do. Gosh, this person's a horrible person, they're being awful to me. Or in actual fact, sometimes people get angry when they're emotionally upset, and they're not taking it out, meaning to take anything out on you or upset you. Sometimes it's just some people don't know how to monitor their behaviour because they're struggling so badly in their lives. And I feel that you've come to a point of time in your life where you're starting to evaluate and realizing what needs and what wants and what do you really want out of life, and who do you really want. And if you do know who and how, then how are you going to get that person? And if it's somebody that you've been with maybe before and you've had a great relationship with, and you both still amicably, I can't say that word properly, like each other, there could be hope, you just don't know. But it has to be a relationship that I feel wasn't really strained. It was a relationship that sort of worked out. But I do feel sometimes, and I feel this in my readings when I do this, it's like I feel that there is a new person out there, and that sometimes when we go back to the old, we're not actually having positivity or kindness or good thoughts within our heart, because we're struggling just to make sure that we're with somebody so we're not alone or by ourselves. And sometimes being alone, we come into this world alone and we leave alone, and regardless of how our ending is, we still leave alone. But it's about finding that peace and that love in your heart and directing yourself into the virtue of love and kindness and compassion. You still need to have strength to get through this world. I do know that there are some people that are not great or nice people. Not everyone's fantastically wonderful. But it's very important to care about yourself. I do feel that things are going to come together for you. I feel that there is direction there, and that direction is going to be more astute, and you will know your directions of where you're meant to go. But you also have to believe in yourself, plus you also have to give something a shot, like give it a go. And I hear so many times about people talking about multi-universes, which I sort of believe in, and people who talk about we live in a simulation of like, and this was an interesting thing, I was listening about science, about matter, and how what we have exists, but when we leave the room it doesn't really exist anymore, because that matter, which is more fluid than stagnant and still, and in the area it is, dissolves and is created in wherever else we go to. However, that may be scientifically quite provable, because it has been proven, those sort of things. Still have to remember we live in a situation where those people who think that way, that we still share a planet with people, and to respect and care about people and people's properties and what people have, and look after things, and don't just disrespect and kick down your neighbour's wall or lawn or whatever is because you're upset or you're not coping, and because you can think, well, I'm existing, so this is my reality and only my reality, and I'm living in a simulation, however you want to look at it. But I don't agree with all of that. I live in a simulation. We live in a world where other people congregate and people are around us, it's not just us by ourselves, is not necessarily really the Truman Show, as people would say. It's a place where we live on a shared purpose. Our continuum of a frequency with our mind and our thought plays a big role in what comes to us, the law of attraction, and what goes out. So trying to think positively, kindly and good, and have a good perception within yourself, and also go forward with love and light in your heart always. I also feel that there's someone that most people worry about money. The large majority of people are not wealthy, but those who are wealthy worry sometimes more so about money in a different way, because they have it tentatively organized for certain things. So whoever you are, it's just organizing yourselves, and don't scarcely make yourself too thin in areas. Things will come, but think positively. Our thoughts are such a process of creation that create our universe for us. But you also have to look within yourself and try and get through things. And if you're struggling mentally and it's very hard to think positively and have good thoughts, know that you're not alone, that you're not the only person, and not that that helps anything, but what you're going through is very real, and that you can make a difference in life, and that you can go forward. Because I do see things changing, and I see like a role reversal situation where someone's starting to now be more compassionate and caring in a family role, rather than being the person like the bread taker who goes out and is never there. And it's making yourself part of your family, your relationship, then the onset viewer of what's happening in your life and your family. So it's just becoming part of and making yourself a stronger individual and a stronger, better person. But also know that sometimes people, if they're saying things, can be tongue-in-cheek, meaning not everyone means to hurt or harm somebody, and what someone might say might come across like it's not very kind and it's sarcastic or something, when someone might not even be intending it that way. Sometimes we need to have a strong outer armor to get through what we have. I do see it's like broken bridges, someone who keeps going back to someone and then tries to go forward, and then they go back to someone again and then goes forward. And this situation only makes things worse and harder for you. And the best thing and the best way to get over this is to decide you're not happy when you're with that person. It's not really working out. But remember, it's not all their fault. It's two sides to a coin, and it's a perception in between that makes the difference. And you both have to put effort into things to create and make things work. And if you're doing the wrong things and with other people, behind people's back, or doing that type of thing, how can you want somebody to treat you nicely when you're not treating them nicely? So it's really important to try and start to think, how are you treating somebody else, and what is going on in the flow of your life. I hope this means something for somebody, and I feel guided that that's all I meant to say, and that you can make a difference in life, no one else but you. But it starts with the first step, and you can make it and you can get through. Just believe in yourself. Many things are possible, but just believe. My name's Electra. If you like it, please like. If you can share, I would appreciate if you can share. And other than that, God bless. And please have a lovely day, a lovely evening. I've got to take this off. This really just comes off, and it's just so lovely and very light on. So this would be lovely to wear if someone had like a bridal party, or was having a baby and having a baby shower. I think it would look quite cute. But do have a lovely day, and God bless. And I'll try and do a healing later on, maybe tomorrow. Have a good day, and know you make the difference, but it starts with you. is Electra. Have a good day.